This might be my greatest gumball machine ever. Hey, you in the back, put your visor on. Excuse me, sir, your visor, it needs to go on your head. All right? That's what we do here. Everyone puts the visors on, you put your shades on, you get ready for another episode of Adventures of Corey Gumball. All right? Okay, so I found this new candy machine. I'm trying out for the first time. A little nervous because, obviously I want it to work properly. But it's all a gamble. It's all a roll of the dice, right? You gotta take a chance. I'll tell you this though, when I was practicing earlier, quarter after quarter after quarter, and then I went to pull the quarters out of the machine, I was like, where are the quarters? They're not here. Feeling around the machine, no, they're not around. Where are they, right? Oh, well, the slot that they go down, they were piling up in there. And then I didn't finger them out. I wanted to test the machine, so I just kept putting quarters in. And then eventually, there was a semi-hard pull, and then it released all the quarters. And so that kind of makes me feel uncomfortable, right? Because it could jam. People might not know. They're not testing the machine. So all of a sudden, if it piles up and the quarters don't go down, someone's gonna be like, oh, this is jammed, this is not working. Because it took a little wiggle and a, little strength to kind of, semi-muscle it down, right? A little shake, little rattle, little roll. But anyways, I scouted this place out about a week ago, and I was just like, man, this place is great. I gotta get in here. So I found out the owner's name. I talked to him. I used the information to my advantage of what I knew about the shop, right? It was blue-white. It's different than most barber shops. So I used that, and I said, hey, man, I could custom make you a blue-white machine. It's gonna look great in your shop. He seemed enthusiastic. And then so I actually was going to use a triple head, and then I found this machine, which is super cool. It's a quad machine, rotator. First one I'm using, like I said, first time trying it out. But I'll tell you this, I might start using them because I think they're pretty badass. Some people might say pretty bitchin'. So let's take a look. Now, when I was about to set up, he was like, oh, I thought you said custom made, does it have our name on it, or and I was like, shit, and he's like, what candy are you using? And I'm like, I was thinking, because all I had on me was what I was planning on putting on the machine, right? And I knew he already had gumball, so he wasn't into it, but I have a fourth slot, and the way these things are set up, it's two are made for candy / gumballs. I became creative enough to figure out that I can use something like Starburst in a gumball slot with risk involved, right? Because it's very temperamental when it comes to the heat. If they get soft, I'm fucked, straight up. The machine, it's gonna stop working, right? Outside of that, I feel like they're great. And he just seemed I don't know, not fully satisfied with my candy choices or something like that, but seemed okay with it. And that's when I looked in my car, and I actually had a blend of M&M's, peanut and peanut butter M&M's. Okay. And I've done that at one of my locations for this guy who I think is just super cool. I'm going to have him work on my car because he's the closest thing to a trustworthy mechanic that I can get to. I was actually, I need a mechanic. And then when I was like, wait, this guy could work on my car. The guy's hilarious too, right? Anyway, so there was competition at that location with another candy machine, but he let me set up, which I thought was cool. And I was like, you know what? I just want to smoke the competition, right? And what I did was I trumped this fool and I put the trifecta in there. And how can you compete against something that dispenses all-in-one 3 different types of M&Ms. It's a killer. So when I went back there, I took some out because it was overflowed with too much. And so I had about a good third, right? 2/3 of a container. And I was like, oh my God, overachiever 101. I was like, I could take the trifecta, put it on there instead of doing one for peanut, one for M&M, and then that can free up a slot. And then I saw that I could refill on some candy about 10, 12 minutes away. So I was like, you know what? Let's go the extra mile, whatever. And so I went, and now I got Skittles in here as well. So, I mean, if this doesn't get you enthusiastic or like saying, hey, this is good work, I'm not your guy. I'm not your guy, because this is the best work I can do right here. All right, just about. All right, it definitely needs some work. I gotta come back and fix it. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Just a couple little things. Let's take a look. Look at this. Goes in this whole back area, right? You got like a lounge area, right? Some extra stuff back there. You got patio chairs like in the back. You got kind of like a mini bar with a TV over here. An ample amount of space. Look at these flooring. Look at that. Okay? Look at that. How cool is that? Notice on the mirror, everything is like lit up. Something painted down. Black, silver, blue trim. I mean, just such a nice shop, right? You got a logo right here. I mean, I'm fully impressed with what this shop looks like. So the thing is, when I came in here and I knew that it was a good look at that back wall, right? Super cool. So there's Chewy right there. So I wanted to do something nice, right? And look at that, right? So the cool thing is it's blue on chrome, and it rotates, which is kind of cool, right? And then on top of that, it does have the individual canisters that you can pour out from, right? So no more digging in, which is like my personal love. And then you have easy access right here. And look at this. I got my number right here. Looks like I could use like a wipe down. And then this is what I'm talking about right here. So I decided to just do peanut and then M&Ms. And then I'm gonna add the other sticker. That's what I'm missing right here is the peanut butter M&M sticker. Okay. And then look at that. Look how bad that looks. So terrible, right? It was an old inside of the machine sticker. I don't like using the insides. I like the outsides because then you can replace them easy and without having to peel off, right? You can just put on. So I gotta get a sticker to put in front of there for the Skittles. And then look at this. I'm missing a label right here for the Starburst, right? So 3 labels are missing. Outside of that, pretty sick. This actually lowers and comes up. I have it maxed out because I think just higher is better. So I'm just gonna let it, you know, I'll just let it be. So hopefully everything works out. Oh man, okay, so in the end, I told him what I did, which was the trifecta on the M&M so I can make room, put some Skittles, and he said it looks good, and it seemed like he liked it. So, a happy customer, happy boss, right? Boss to boss, baby. Let's go. I definitely put in some time on this one. Like I said, I made the drive up here exclusively just to come here. hit some traffic. I'm gonna hit some down there. I got some cereal I'm gonna try to work on outside of that. But here's the thing. You could say, I know some of my buddies at work, they're like, oh my God, you're spending the gas money, spending all this, are you even making money because you're spending all this gas money, And, there is some truth to that. But the thing is, like, for instance, okay, this trip, you could argue wasn't worth it as far as, forget my time, right? But the gas, right? Just to come up here and then have to go back down, let's just say that's not worth it. But the way I look at it is it's a startup fee, right? Because when I come back up here, I'm going to service several machines at the same time. So let's just say it cost me $8 in gas to come up here and go back down, which I think is an overestimate, but let's just say. But if I hit up 4 locations in this vicinity, well, now it's $2 per location that it's costing me, right? Because you figure I can hit up 4, it's costing me $8 divided by, and now you got $2, right? So now it's costing me $2 in gas, not $8 in gas. It's a startup fee, right? It's not going to be this expensive every time. I'm not going to come all the way out here for just one location, but the initial setup I can forego, right? I'm not looking to make any profit now. I don't want to say like I'm not looking to make any profit now, right? I'm willing to forego any profit right now so that I can have long-term profit in the end, right? Later on, down the hall, long term. I set up this guy with a solid candy machine that he really likes, that works well, which, cross my fingers, you can't beat that in this industry. That's what I meant when I was giving him a custom machine. He's not going to get a black or a red with some generic candy or just some of the basics, right? I went and said, hey, this guy is blue and white. I'm going to get a nice blue and white. Right, we did the trifecta on the M&Ms. I got Skittles. I got not just generic. I got cotton candy gumballs, and then Starburst, which we've already discussed. Like, nobody does that, right? It's a risk, but the reward is, hey, look how nice that candy machine is. He's got what, 3, 4, 5 different candies and a gumball on an awesome looking machine to go in an awesome looking shop, right? So I do this because, like I said, I think it's going to be a huge success. I think it's locations like this that are going to be the defining factor of me having success or not, right? Because this location could pull in easily. Oh shit! Forgot to ask him if he wanted quarters, right? But don't worry, they all get quarters on the other end, right? When I come pick up, right? I'll drop, I'll put the stickers on, I'll give them quarters, put them in the container here. Keep these quarters handy, right? Keep them in the shop, and then they're accessible, right? I should still be asking, hey, I got quarters if you need quarters. At least just throwing that out there. You know what I mean? Those are those upsells, right? The cups, there's no slip tray. Putting them on top, I didn't try, but I just felt like they're gonna fall off, so I didn't put any on there. That's maybe one drawback. And then maybe another drawback you can argue is now I gotta stock that mofo up with 4 candies, right? Essentially, it's pretty expensive. That trifecta on those M&Ms, it's insane how much money I'm spending on that, right? But you figure, and then Skittles, Starburst, specialty gumballs, I'm making good money, right? Really good money, pretty good money, and then not so much money, but it averages out, right? Anyways, so I'm just personally excited to try out this new machine because I think they look awesome. As long as they perform, right? And only time will tell. I got work to do, right? Time is running out, and I feel like I'm just getting started, man. All right, that's enough for now. Peace.